to the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise from out of the dewy grass. Night is worn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while without turn away the starry floor. The watery shore is given thee to the break of day. It is I, your bard. It's cold in here. You, your spiritual entertainer. Good to be with you again. It is always nice to be here. In the morning here, where I am, 7 a.m. It's about to be 7 a.m. where I am here in the morning. And I really enjoy being here with all of you every day, sharing my stories, sharing my experience with you. I really enjoy it. It is good to see the demon, and your maple is here, always up with maple syrup in the morning in Montreal. And you're having some coffee. And good to see the servant of Anubis. Vixen is here. Good to have you here. And let's see here. You're on your way. You're at Dunkin', and you got some strawberry dragon fruit refresher. Look at that. Look at that. How delightful. Ryan O'Neill is here. Good to see you, Ryan O'Neill. Good to have you here. And why not? Yes, it's good to see all of you. It's good to have you here. And we're going to be talking, sometimes we do have themes. And I'm going to be sharing some of the meditation on the elements. It's just like an introduction. All druids discover wisdom in the elements. This is a very important aspect of druidry, is the elements. There's wisdom in understanding their purpose and your purpose within them. And so I'm talking about, yesterday, I put a video out. If you can go give that a thumbs up, that would be nice. It's called Druidic Meditations on the Elements. That was my video yesterday. And these videos about druidry that I release, they're just introductory. There's nothing deep about them. It's just a passing experience. You know, a lot of the things within my organization, the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids, there's a lot of intimacy there. I don't want to call it secrets, but there's intimacy there that, you know, when you are in the community, you learn these things. And so I'm very careful not to share the intimate details, just things in passing that are very helpful. I should have started out with the elements at the beginning. We started out with the element of water, like last week, right? And this week I've been meditating upon the element of the air, and I wanted to give a general introduction to the meditation on the elements, and that's what I did yesterday. So if that interests you, go check out the video. And of course, I put it all on Substack, and I'm going to be sharing all of that here. I got it all printed out for your entertainment privilege, talking about the elements here. You like their blueberry juniper refresher, but they're all out of that right now. Very interesting. Good to see you, BMK. You're already laughing. I haven't even started the comedy yet, and you have found laughter here already. Look at you. Let me get Cadidon's cauldron in here. Got to have the cauldron of the goddess here. Do you think the meditation might help me sleep better? I've never really tried it before, but given that I've been awake all night, paranoid for no reason. Yeah, meditation is scientifically proven to aid in sleep. So yes, meditations do help in sleep. You know, I would recommend a good routine, a good practice for what happens when you're in a state of meditation. There are chemicals that are released. This isn't the type of meditation that I'm offering right now. This is just a reflection, really. But meditation releases chemicals in your body that are peaceful and relaxing. Paranoia is, I've experienced that quite a bit. What do you do with the paranoia? You have to respond to it, right, in a way that is positive. It runs its course. Usually, marijuana causes paranoia quite a bit. I've experienced that in using CBD oils and gummies and things. I've experienced paranoia. I'm like, why do I feel paranoid? There's no reason for it. But, paranoia is a state of mind that wants you to have this anxiety, this fear, and sometimes unexplained. Like, why do I feel this way? Why am I looking over my shoulder? There's no reason to do it. And how do you deal with that? Sometimes I believe there's entities that induce paranoia. They induce a state of fear. You have to tell yourself everything is going to be okay. And that is your meditation, meditating on the things that you find of value and purpose, reflecting upon them within, thinking about this reality of hope. This will pass. And then you can find a chemical exchange. This state of paranoia begins to subside. But meditation has been scientifically proven to aid with sleep. Let's see here. Good morning, Daniel. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Good to have you here. Ryan, Christianity, the belief that the religion of my parents taught me is the only true religion because my parents couldn't possibly be wrong. Yeah, I don't know why that has to do with anything, Ryan. I am not a Christian. I'm not trying to push Christianity on anyone. And I don't know what brought about this conversation. I don't have any problem with Christians. I certainly don't like the church. But the idea of Jesus is a good and loving entity that is there to encourage you, inspire you. I have no problem with that at all. Comedy is divine, certainly. River Marcella, you are brown right now? What does that mean? Do the chemicals shape your head that way? Yeah, and the chemicals also extend my finger this way to you, sir. Let's see here. Reading a Jewish commentary on the Old Testament helps clarify things. Well, that depends, really, because commentaries are diverse, right? There's lots of Jewish people in the world. Not all of them are the same. They're not going to have all the same commentary. I think, there are people with agendas that reinterpret their tradition in order for it to make sense to the modern world. When I was a Catholic, and I was really into the study of the Bible. I was a minister in the Catholic Church. I went on some of the deepest levels of study. And one of the things in the Catholic Church was a great resource for study was the Jerome Biblical Commentary. Well, this commentary got reinterpreted to try to make the church a little bit more gay-friendly. And it failed to do so. I mean, it tried to reinterpret things in the Old Testament. It was trying to pave the way for a more gay-friendlier church, which it never will be, unfortunately. But you have people with their commentaries. They want you to have a certain vision. There are no commentaries that are free of the humanity of the person. So that you have to understand that just because it's Jewish doesn't mean it's authentic in terms of its presentation. I think that's very important in biblical scholarship. Scholars have agendas, right? They have agendas in the way they want you to understand. things. And I have studied all presentations, what you would call a conservative presentation or a progressive presentation. I have studied all of these, right? And the idea of, on the progressive side of things, the dishonesty of reinterpreting it is very present. No, I have no problem with trying to reinterpret things, but the way that the Bible is, there is no, when you look at it as it is in its own reality, it is not a good book. Now, you want to reinterpret it for it to have modern, like homosexuality. You want to reinterpret it so you can have a more friendlier church towards people of diversity. I mean, that's commendable, but you have to have integrity as well. The Bible is not a good book, and I understand why you want to reinterpret it, but you have to understand that the words, the way that they are presented, they are not friendly to diversity, and they never will be. All of these attempts to reinterpret it. Oh, shoot, I forgot to say that I'm live here. Just a moment. On my Discord channel. Is live. Is live. There we are. Yeah, I forgot to put that on there. So you have in Christianity today, you have these two camps. You have the progressive and the conservative. The conservative wants to double down in the original teachings, but the progressive person sees that these teachings are not good, and they are not friendly to the world today and how people present themselves, right? And so they're always trying to reinterpret it, and they shouldn't. They should just say, look, it is not a good book. We need to move on. This is not a good teaching. Like the Mormons have done. The Mormons, they recognize things are not good in their tradition. What do? They say, that is not good. We are going to forget about it, right? I think that's an important process, is you don't stay in one spot. The Bible, the reason why people want to reinterpret the Bible is because they believe it is a word of God. And so they have these agendas of reinterpretation. Let's see here. Quite often when I smell cocaine, I become paranoid. I'm pretty sure that the entity that is responsible for my parent is your PTSD demons. It's a struggle, yeah. And I do believe that entities take advantage of us and make our pain more than it should be sometimes. Yeah, you have those memories, you have that experience, that you bring with you. Is it possible to heal PTSD? Is it possible? I believe you can. I believe in time, in working with your therapy, your medications, that there can be relief through time for this. Have you tried psychedelics treatments? Have you tried ketamine treatments for your PTSD? I mean, that's a very popular thing here in the United States, the ketamine treatments. Cybacillin, if you can get your hands on some mushrooms, I think that, that is another way of healing. If you could find some native peoples in your region and maybe reach out to them, see if they have some of that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Dakadu, you're just being an asshole. What am I supposed to do? I am not a holy being. I'm an entertainer. Yeah. I am not a Christian. You come to the wrong place. You try to heckle me in my own home. You will be defeated, sir. You're acting like a child. No, we are not interested in your childish behavior. It's time to grow up. Grow up here. You have to regulate the brain chemicals. Yeah. It's a bitch to fight, the brain chemicals. When you're experienced to a trauma, the trauma keeps repeating itself. In the chemistry of your brain continues to maintain this reality, sometimes not into heal, to try to make sense of it, to try to come up with answers. It's like a repetitive process where the memory never gets healed. It just continues, and the brain chemistry continues to manifest in response to the trauma that you continue. I mean, this is the case with a lot of people who have been harmed by other people. The PTSD that you share with you in your life. When I was younger, I was brutally assaulted by a person for no reason at all. And for years, I would have this trauma. I'd keep trying to work it out. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why was I attacked? I would keep trying to work it out within my mind. And all of the chemicals that responded to it was anger, aggression, and sometimes paranoia, afraid that this person will find me again. One of the things that was helpful to me, one of the greatest tools to begin the healing process, was forgiveness. Now, this person doesn't deserve my forgiveness. They brutally assaulted me. The forgiveness is not for them, it's for me. That was the beginning. Sometimes, when you're in these situations where you've been harmed, right? You are in a warfare, and the enemy has harmed you in a terrible, terrible way. One of the greatest ways to defeat that enemy is by learning to forgive them. If you switch it around, right? Why they did that, you probably would have done the same thing, for whatever reasons. My assaulter, if I was him, whatever's going on up here caused me to attack. To think about it from their perspective. If I was in their shoes, I would have done the same thing to myself for whatever reasons. And entering into a conversation with that. Now, that is a great tool, a great powerful thing that brings healing, forgiveness. Now, a lot of people don't want to do that. And when you don't want to forgive, you continue the pain, the rage against the machine. It continues to replay in your mind. And most of your life, you become miserable. The evil that they have done to you, it does not end. It continues to replay in your memory, and therefore the trauma continues. It deepens. It becomes worse than it was before. So for people out there, forgiveness is a great tool to heal. I believe what Jesus Christ taught about loving your enemy, this reality of forgiveness, it defeats the evil that is in the world. That evil continues in you first, right? I mean, years later, these thoughts continue to replay. The power to forgive ends that evil. So forgiveness to me is the greatest power that we have to defeat evil. And I'm not saying do that irrationally, like the Amish. I think they are a little bit crazy. Like you could come in and rape and pillage. Oh, we forgive you. No, you don't be friends with these people you forgive that are harming you, right? If it's not safe for you. I mean, you have to have a ration. That doesn't mean you don't want justice done. Justice is not vengeance. Justice is helping that other person deal with the evil they have done so that they too can heal from it. I don't think people understand that justice isn't just, well, you done this to me, you're going to get what you deserve. Justice is a property of our humanity that both people, that the victim and the person doing the crime, participates in. The justice is not meant to destroy. The justice is to correct, to make to make whole again. This idea of justice has really been distorted in the Christian tradition. The idea that God's justice at the end is going to destroy all of you and torture you in hellfire. That is not justice. All right. Regulate the brain chemicals. Let's see where I'm at. Yeah, eventually I'm going to talk about my meditations here. I want to get caught up. I'm going to wait till a little bit more people are on, and then we'll talk more about these meditations on the elements. Let's see. Where am I at here? Let's see here. Have you ever talked to any spirits? All the time? All the time. Good and bad. Yeah. Yesterday I had talked to one. Yesterday morning, if you were here, I was talking about how to deal with dark entities in my life as an exorcist, in helping people heal, helping people to overcome these evils. Well, I pissed something off yesterday. It showed up last night. And that fear kicks in, right? That fear kicks in. And I have to remind myself that I am not alone and that I am loved. So my conversation was quite simple. You have this entity that, it's like a lion comes in roaring at you. What are you going to do when a lion shows up? You want to run away. I don't do that. I feel afraid when the lion comes in. That is what I've been instructed to do by the All-Father. To not live in fear. That was my response last night. I was scared when this entity, that was my response, because I know that I am never alone, but I have to fight my own battles. My deity doesn't do shit for me, except encourage and inspire and help me to know that I don't have to live in fear, especially of these other beings that don't belong here. This is our world. Whatever entities are here, it is a manifestation through us. They are not here because they belong here. They don't belong here. This is our world. There are no gods or devils here, unless it's in response to us. I really believe that. Let's see. God didn't make everyone equal. I don't believe God made anything. You can't prove that God made anything. My parents made me. No gods or devils. My parents made me with their terrible DNA, that obviously has been corrupted, or I wouldn't have chronic arthritis. No gods made me. The idea that you have to be made by an entity, it really takes away from the power of your humanity. Your humanity is divine. It is in the process of becoming more divine. It's not perfect, but it is wonderful. Human persons, the idea that you have to have, like, for instance, an immaculate conception or a deity being born of a virgin because our humanity is terrible, I think is a terrible teaching. I personally believe that Jesus Christ was born of Joseph and Mary, out of the wonders of their humanity. This being, divinity is in our humanity. The idea that it is separated from us, that we need to have to erase all of that before God can be here, I think is a terrible teaching. I have no problem believing that Joseph was Jesus's real father, and that Jesus is a divinity. And so are you. And so am I. Let's see. Am I Catholic? Not no more. I am an apostate. I was a Catholic clergyman. I have left the church. I am no longer Catholic. I don't know why you would ask that. There's nothing on here that is Catholic. I mean, you have the pentangle. You have the cauldron here with the triskelion on it. I have a cloak on. I don't understand why you would ask me if I am Catholic. Um, let's see. I was an old boy on a little Dakadu. What the hell does that mean? Why am I dressed like a hobbit? I assure you, sir, I am 6'4". I am 210 pounds. I am not a hobbit. Let's see here. Good to see you, Alexander. Good to have you here. Can I turn into animals? No, I cannot. Good morning, Joseph the artist. Good to see you. Good to have you here, our good friend. Do you do duels? Yeah, would you like to do a duel? We can do one with pistols. That would be fun, right? Have a duel with pistols. That would be fun. Or swords. I wouldn't mind throwing down with a good sword. Not fencing. I'm talking about, a good long sword battle. That would be fun. Sharon, nice to see you again. He's being playful. Even he can say anything he wants. Yeah, it's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want. Let's see. How are you, and why are your words to be taken as truth, fair sir? My words should be taken only as entertainment. I am an entertainer. If you find truth in them, then that's wonderful. I am an entertainer. I am not here to dictate to you any religious truth. I am a spiritual entertainer. That is what I do here. I am not a teacher. I am not your guide. I am only an entertainer, sharing my experiences with you. If you find value in them, that's wonderful. I don't care if you believe anything I say. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit what anyone believes here. See here. I refuse to use ketamine. I've seen others become too dependent on it and have become hopelessly addicted. Yeah, there is that danger. You're right. What about cyberselin, mushrooms? Um, will you be willing to try something like that? That is non-addictive. Cyberselin is non-addictive. In the UK, it's been used in psychology to heal people. Last time I used mushrooms, it healed me. It healed me. So that might, I'm not. There's all of these things that are out there, right? And these are merely suggestions. I am no mental health expert. I'm just sharing my spiritual ideas with you, right? Um, let's see here. Are you satanic? Sure, why not? What inspired the Bard Druid multi-class? That seems like an efficient ability. I'm not talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm talking about the Bard Druid is a tradition of my ancestors. The Druids were here, then the last that were here were the Bards. They continue in Wales, and I find inspiration in my ancestors in the Bardic tradition. The Bard was the priest. The Bard was the ancestral voice that allowed people to enter into the mystery. Now, I do that in my own way. I'm inspired by that. I do that in my own way. I believe the voice of the ancestors is within me. And I share that in my own way through my comedy here, through my satire, through my conversations, and sometimes through my poetry. And my poetry is mostly my own experience in my living out the traditions of my ancestors. I don't have an authentic. I don't understand the mythology of my ancestors well enough to say I'm continuing what they're doing. I do it in my own way, but I link myself to my ancestors in the Welsh tradition, even though I'm doing it in my own way. As a member of the order of bards, ovites, and druids, I do it in my own way. But it has a continuation. I want to add to my ancestors. I want to be their voice. That's what you find in the tradition of the Celts. I don't think you're not being holy being. You're a human, a brother of Jesus. Just being righteous as godly makes you a valuable citizen on earth. Yeah. True, sir, for you. Good morning, the Inquisitor Bacon. Good to see you. Let's see. Women are frightened a lot. Not all women. Not all women. Hi from Sri Lanka. Good to see you. Good to have you here. We all deserve forgiveness in a way. In a way. But but my thing is zodiac signs. You are an astrologer. You enjoy astrology. Everyone's saying random shit. Yeah. Yep. That's what you get here sometimes, right? The magic of the moment. Now, if you're enjoying this, go give that a touch here. At some point, I'm going to talk about my reflections yesterday about the elements. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and how druids, modern druids, wisdom begins for the modern druid in the elements, understanding your connection to them, understanding their purpose. Let's see here. Let's see. Basis of our free religion. Your uncle smacked my glasses off my face because I told him Jesus Christ is a real person. Sounds like he's got some problems. Yeah. No. Why would anyone care? Seti, good to see you again. You are just lying down for some bed rest. You have a chronic illness. Figured a soft voice would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you. You are our Welsh friend, right? That is into the Egyptian mythology, right? Yeah. I hope that you find peace and comfort in my words. Let's see. Pointing out the variety of things being discussed at once. Yeah. Your maple, some people here are just pricks, right? The Holy Spirit explains it all to us, does it really? Now, this is a claim that Christians have, that they're being led by the Spirit. Why are there 10,000 denominations if you're all being led by the Spirit, right? I don't think the Spirit leads us the way that you are thinking. I think the Spirit leads us in how to love one another. That is the only reality that the Spirit is interested in, is love. Love is the only thing that we could really lay hold of and understand in terms of deity. Now, I've spent years studying all kinds of theologies and religions and things like that, and trying to understand my own experience. The only conclusion I have is that I know that I'm loved. That is the only certainty I have in terms of what is divine, is that I am loved. Everything else, there's no guarantee of any of it. No texts, no theology, no religion. The only thing I know for certain is that I'm loved. That is it. And I think that is the only responsibility that I have to others. It's because I am loved, I should try to do my best to love the people that are brought into my life. Let's see here. Jerry Ginger, good to see you. You reintroduced shamanic drumming meditations into your life. You had snakes wiggling down your throat, Shakti telling me to dig down as they dig into you. Interesting. I've never been able to go in the traditional shamanic experience with animals or anything. My shamanic journeys are more in the realm of comedy. Sometimes I get into these trances where I go to a place where I'm leading my people that I'm telling the stories to into a comedy, into a place where they are going to laugh. It is non-traditional, but I think it's very, very real. That is that my goddess Keredwin has gifted me with, is to help me to. That is my bardic gift, is one of comedy. It is non-traditional. It is non-traditional, but I see it bearing fruit in people's lives. I practice druidry. Yes, I practice druidry. Yeah, I am a member of the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids. Druidry is something that I've been practicing. I'm new at it, and I'm learning about it. But it is my lifestyle. Let's see. To the Christians who speak and don't listen, I really think you'd be less triggered if you went inside before reacting. It's all God in different forms. Yeah, there are good Christian people here, said he. There are good Christian people that come that are not triggered, that listen, that have a good time here. They enjoy my humor. They enjoy my peace that I give. I have no problem with Jesus. Jesus is an archetype for me. He is. I don't interpret him by what's in the Bible. And I interpret him as a being that is a fatherly figure that loves, that sacrifices all to be with you. That is how I understand the sacrifice of Christ mythology. It is not a sacrifice to pay for you. It is given to be with you. It is the God sacrificing to be with you. The divinity becomes what we are, to be with us. And in being one of us, it dies. That to me is more romantic, that the divinity wants to be with us. Therefore, it sacrifices to help us to experience its embrace. Yeah, I see value in all mythologies. Let's see here. Because the effect in reality doesn't stop. They took your home, so you're homeless, and that caused loss of your pets. Music people help me to, yet I'm surrounded by people. So you've had great tragedies in your life, Paul. Your story isn't over. Your story isn't over. You can rise out of this. Your story isn't over. There will be people who will help you to get out of your darkness. Your story is not over. You've already greeted me and don't need to extend your finger. Oh, you're an asshole. I don't even want to respond to you. I mean, the way that you are on here, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. And if you keep being an asshole, some of our moderators will kick you out. Let's see. Where are we at here? Who's YB? The answers are in your own darkness, our shadows. Carl Jung. Yeah, he was very powerful in his teachings, right? Yeah, I don't mind if people troll on here, but have some. You're not funny. I mean, if you're going to troll, make people laugh. If just being an asshole to me is pathetic form of trolling. No one laughs, except you. I mean, that is. I love people who troll, that do it well, and that make people laugh. But you're just being an asshole. Frodo lives by the grace of Labubu. Am I Jewish? This is not a Star of David. I am not Jewish. This is not a Star of David. My goodness. Good morning. May I ask your beliefs? Are you conservative, liberal, socially? I am neither. The idea of conservative and liberal to me is two sides of the same coin. There's a power that wants to control you with these ideologies. So I am none of this stuff. I don't get into politics. My beliefs are quite simple: spiritual entertainment. And in that, I practice druidry. I am a bard. Let's see here. Where am I at? Bard song, yeah. I am an idiot. What about what I'm saying you find as an idiot here? Oh, let's see here. Jesus is your king. Keradun is my queen. Keradun is my queen. Use mushrooms, but you're not worried about drugs altering your conscience anymore. Yeah, mushrooms have been a great healing tool in many people's lives for helping uncontrollable depression and PTSD. Mushroom psilocybin treatments, which this has been done in the United Kingdom in their psychology. It's been very helpful for people. Um, let's see here. A lot of people are here to be heard. They have nothing to say. They are oily residue on top of Keradun's cauldron. Yeah. Let's see here. Generally, I use weed to help me sleep, but getting it legally can be tricky in Texas. As a mushroom, I can't really use that. It's 100% illegal. Yeah. Um, Now, there are places where you can get it from, like spores and things, and you can grow your own. Now, in Florida, they have what is legal in terms of mushrooms is the synthetic. You can buy if you go to a smoke shop, they have the synthetic form of mushroom. I don't like it. I have used it, and the chemicals are terrible, but it brings you to the same place. I've found healing in using it. I don't ever want to use it again. I've used it like 3 times, and I don't want to use it again. Uh, let's see here. Let's see, where am I at here? It's fun when you all say random things. Yeah. Like you have a pair of butt cheeks. Where am I at here? Trying to scroll. Wow, Marty way behind. Oh, we got a Nazi son of a bitch in here already. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna when I see probably around over 20 people, I will share my meditation on the elements, which you can find all in my Substack, which is in my About Me, and also yesterday I released a video about the 5 elements, just brief meditations on them. Let's see here. Yeah. See, what is the temperature here? It is 61 degrees. It's going to be 80 degrees today. It's super hot there in Australia. Well, yeah, I would imagine so, right? See, Sheik, nice to see you. Sheik, good to have you here. Paint the pentagram, Phoenician purple. Pythagoras would be proud. You think so? Purple's not my color. Long live the Imperium of Man. Long live the God Emperor. Yeah, I am a space marine. You love a good drumming sound? Yeah. Which god you worship? None. I don't worship any gods. See here. How do you name Paul in a sentence 4 times? I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about here. What is this person here? Let me get rid of this. I can't. He's in timeout. When he gets out of timeout, I'll kick him out for good. He's got the SS symbol in his name. I appreciate being able to ask you anything. Yeah, I am here for that. Whatever you want to talk about, I am here. Noah Floods is here. Leave our animals alone. Quit frolicking with the animals at night when your family is sleeping on the ark. Paul was a Stoic, you think? Let's see here. Come to your ark? No, no, thank you. Not interested. I don't want to be on your ark. Anyone else love carrot cake? I'll eat it. Carrot cake. I don't enjoy it. I will eat it. I mean, it on occasion, but I mean, it's been a few years since I've had a carrot cake. It's not my favorite. Good morning, evangelicals. Are you satanic? Sure, why not? Why not? Gwendolyn is here, the high priestess of the orchard. Good to see you, Gwendolyn. Good to have you here, Aes Sedai. Am I an American druid? Well, I practice druidry. I would be considered a hedge druid because I do it my own way. And I am an American. Yes, I am. I live in Florida. I am a swamp druid because that's where I have my grove. Some of you saw my grove last night when I talked about the element of the air. The wind was quite powerful yesterday, and it wanted to make itself known on the broadcast. So I'm like, all right. It was wanting attention, so we gave it a little attention last night. We talked about the element of the air, meditated a little bit about that. Let's see. What religion am I? I am no religion. I am no religion. I don't worship any deities. I have conversation with deities, but I don't consider that religious. Like Keridwen is my goddess. This is a cauldron. Let's see here. Oh my goodness here. Man, wow. You got some pagan fundamentalists on here. Damn. Bards who come from Alderburn, Scotland. Brent. Yeah. The Bardic tradition is all over the world. They were called bards in that region, right? But the reality of the bard is intrinsic to your nature, and it has different manifestations around the world, in different contexts and different cultures. In terms of what is Celtic, you'll find that its presence continued in Wales. That is the to this very day. They are the ones that preserve this ancient tradition in its Celtic form. Let's see here. I'm a fairy worshipper. I don't mind the fairy folk. I don't worship anything really. Let's see. Borderline defamation. No politics, no bigotry, no spam. We have a Nazi Irish fellow on here. Yeah. Be well. Yeah. Aaron, used every drug you can think of. Never heard of synthetic mushrooms, though. Yeah, these are things, you can look them up. It is not cybacillin, so they get away with it. It's mostly lion's bane and a few others that gives it the same type of effect. You'll see colors and swirls and shit, and it allows you to go into that place that you often get to when you take psychedelics. They also have cybacillin that is in a synthetic form as well. I've never had that. I've had the what they sell at the gas station, basically. I mean, it's quite powerful what it does to people. It's all flavor too. You can get it in a chocolate bar or gummies. The first time I tried it, it was banana gummy, the mushroom. It was mostly lion's bane, but when I took it, I went on a trip. I saw all kinds of colors and things, and it felt like I was dying. I don't like taking psychedelics. I took it for healing purposes, and it did the trick. Get a job. You get a job. Why are you here? You don't have to be here. Let's see here. Yeah, Dakido is just a jackass. I stopped talking to him. I ignore what he's saying. He's not funny at all. He's just being an asshole. Um, yeah, yeah. No Epstein, no politics, no bullshit on here. I think he's trying to get banned from the chat. Um, I don't mind trolls. I really don't. If they're funny. I mean, just being an asshole is not funny. It isn't. I don't find any humor in that. When I troll people, it's funny. People laugh. There's no one laughing at someone being a dick. Satire seems to be lost these days. Yeah, satire is uh, speaking truthfully about something in a comedic form, right? You're exposing a reality or truth about a person or an idea or a place with comedy, and this isn't satire. What he's doing, he's just being an asshole. Cats make good engines. You had to ban 4 people so far. Look at that. Um, yeah. Pedro, good to see you. Good to have you here. Most places have zero political rule, Ken, because otherwise it would be too far. Let's see here. Ken, we're not interested in the Epstein files. No one gives a shit here. We know all of our people are, they're full of shit. Yeah. Lion's Mane has 0% psychedelic. I don't know what they put it in it. I read it on the label. It said Lion's Mane and a few other. And it does cause you to trip out, whatever they put in there. Maybe they just put a bunch of mushrooms and put some type of psychedelic compound in there and call it mushrooms. I don't know. But it said Lion's Mane on it. Let's see. Raven's Hand, good to see you. Good to have you here. You've had a horrible experience with fake mushrooms that I died, and that's my phone will work. I advise caution. Yeah. I don't like them. But it does. I don't have access to Cybercella where I am. I don't know any drug dealers. I don't deal with those kind of people. I know I could order spores, and someone in my druid community, they grow it. I felt I would feel uncomfortable. Can you give me some of your mushrooms? I think that would be inappropriate to do. You got some high on synthetic mushroom just yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like them because the chemical rush that it causes, it feels like you're dying. I don't like that. It's too powerful. It's too powerful. Let's see. The Celtic fairies come from Phoenician colonization of ancient British Isles, hence their thrice-haired freckles. Yeah, people keep making stuff up about the fairy folk and what they are, and who they are, and where they came from. It is a universal truth that you find in all mythologies about the fairy folk. You can find it in every culture. There's, even in the Jewish tradition, the Hebrew tradition, in the book of Enoch, it talks about elemental beings that govern the winds, that govern the fog rolling out upon the waters, the dew. There's a whole section in the book of Enoch about the fairy folk. I mean, these are universal. Glorious Day, Trampa Spowmaster. Synthetic mushrooms and cannabis are horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Delta 8 and Delta 9, that's synthetic as well, isn't it? It works good for me. Tastes like crabs. Oh man. You had a wild effed up trip and you took those synthetic mushrooms. Yeah, I don't like it. They mix it with other compounds. One particular is a trippy one. Yeah, that's probably what it is, right? Yeah, if I plan on doing psychedelics one more time in my life. When I go over to Wales, I want to look for the mushrooms. Yeah, that's when I'm going to do it. I want to go to one of a sacred site. I'll probably my friend in Scotland. He has a burial mound on his property. That's where I'd love to do mushrooms one more time in a community setting in the future. But I have no plans to taking them anytime soon. I don't like how they feel. I don't like feeling like I'm dying. Um, and then I get to the other side. I don't like that at all. Uh, Don Ovid and Roman tragic comedy. Let's see, where am I at here? Trying, yeah, I think I'm gonna. But before I continue in the comments here, I want to talk to you about the elements. What's on my Substack? What's on? Let's see. I gotta grab a water. Oh, gotta reach down here. What's on my video? Yesterday, I made a video, and if some of you could go give it a like, that would be nice. Some of my community members. Um, the video had to do with the elements meditation. It's very introductory, nothing real complex, just a short meditation to help people be acquainted. For a druid, wisdom begins with the elements. The elements are often taken for granted, but they are living. They are living and speak to us each in their own way. Every druid works with the elements, but the elements also work on you. They shape how you think, how you respond, and how you understand your place in the world. Moving through them is not a ritual or an imagination, but a way of noticing what is already present in your body and the environment. Fire. Fire begins with the simple act of paying attention to the warmth that is inside of you, the warmth inside of your chest. This element of fire is present within you and also in the flame, but it is present within you in its own way. And this is not symbolic. It is a physical sensation that you can feel, that warmth inside you. It reminds you that choice and will, your will is fire, are active forces within you. Fire represents the part of you that reaches forward and refuses to dim itself. It is the courage that rises when you finally say yes. Understanding fire means recognizing that motivation and determination are not abstract ideas, but internal signals that guide action. The reality of fire, is really present in the human will. There is nothing like it in the universe. It shapes the cosmos. It makes particles appear. This is the power of fire. This is the element of fire working within your humanity. Water. Water becomes clear when you allow your breath to soften. And you notice that the emotions moving beneath your thoughts, all of your thoughts, there's waters moving, these emotions. The emotions are related to the fluidity of water. They're always moving. There's no consistency, right? Water teaches you to feel without being overwhelmed. It carries memory and intuition, and in the quiet truths that surface before language. Water is the wisdom that speaks before words arrive. Working with water means acknowledging that emotional awareness is a form of intelligence and that clarity often comes from allowing feelings to move rather than resisting them. Water. We know that water is a very important element that makes up most of our humanity, right? We are birthed in water. We are cleansed with water. We are renewed with water. Water is a very important element. Earth. Earth is understood through the weight of your body and the support beneath you. It represents patience, boundaries, and the right to occupy space. It is there. Earth is the strength you stand on, even when you forget it's there. To work with earth is to recognize that stability is not passive. It is an act grounded that allows you to endure, to rest, the hold firm what is needed. All of the composition of your humanity is based in this element of earth. Everything that is a grain of sand is in your body, right? This is a very powerful element that many of us are very familiar with, but we don't get into the other elements. We remain in the earth. That is a very popular thing that people meditate upon, but they don't go to the other elements. Now, air becomes present when you take a deliberate breath. You see it. You begin to notice it, right? You notice how easily it moves through you. We meditated a little bit upon the element of air yesterday when we were experiencing those winds, right? Air brings clarity and perspective. Air is the first thing you experience when you leave your mother's womb. That first breath of air. It allows you to speak truth gently and to let your thoughts pass without clinging to them. Air is the moment your mind opens and the world becomes simple again. Understanding air means recognizing that mental clarity is not forced. It emerges when you allow space for thought rather than trying to control it. This is an important reality that is a part of you, this element of air. It isn't just something outside of yourself. It works in how you live, not just your breath going in, but the process of life. It operates through this element of air. Now, what holds all of these things together? Earth, air, fire, and water. There's an important element that often, doesn't really get talked about, right? And that is the element of spirit. Spirit is not always considered an element, but in certain practices of druidry, it is an element. Spirit appears when you widen your awareness and feel the connection between breath, body, earth, and sky. Spirit is the element that binds the others. It is a presence and meaning, and the recognition that everything around you is alive, not just you. Everything around you is alive in its own way. Not just because some things don't have a brain doesn't mean they're not living, right? They have their own way of conducting intelligence. Spirit, working with spirit, means understanding that connection is not imagined. It is a real experience of being part of a larger living world. The elements are not distant forces. They are already inside of you. When you learn to feel them, You begin to walk the druid's path. That is the beginning of wisdom. The elements, all of them, as their own realities, they gift themselves to you. You are the manifestation. You are the child of the elements. All of these great powers in the universe, they have come together in you. You are the chemical romance of all of these entities. You are a child of the elements. And learning about the elements, a lot of the ancient peoples, like in certain philosophies of the Greeks, they understood the elements. Modern people in their spirituality, they have lost the connection to the elements. Now, certain religions, they'll use like water for cleansing rituals and baptism. But many of the other elements, they don't seem to really have value in themselves. They are just utility, right? But in Druidry, you learn that the elements, they are entities. They are realities that exist of themselves, that share themselves with you. And that's what I wanted to share. Now, all of that is on my Substack if you want to look at it. My Substack is in my About Me page. And also yesterday, if you want to go check it out, I released a video that's just an introductory, brief meditation on the elements for your viewing pleasure. Go give it a like. Share it with a friend if you like that content. It's only a couple minutes, about under 3 minutes. It's called 5 Druidic Meditations on the Elements. And as I said, it's very introductory. I've been making YouTube videos that introduce you to different aspects of Druidry. Druidry is one of the fastest growing spiritualities in the world. In the world, it is. It's not a religion. You can be any religion and practice Druidry. It's a very beautiful spirituality. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, we don't do debates here. We're not interested in your bullshit. If you're saying Jesus loves us all, repent to him and accept him, I shouldn't have to do anything if he loves me. I shouldn't have to repent or anything. If he loves me, he's going to love me. I don't have to believe in him. I don't have to do anything. If a deity loves me, he's going to love me whether I like it or not. There's nothing you can do to add or take away from that. But you will tell me I'm not going to be loved if I'm not doing it his way. I think that is bullshit, sir. I think they might be putting DMT in it. You think that's what they put in the synthetic mushrooms? I don't know. The experts on psychedelics refer to it as a microdose. You have a double-sided Steely Dan. Buy one, get one free. Let's see here. Is this Israel? No. That is a pentangle. It is not the Star of David. I just don't understand why anything here resembles Judaism. I don't get it. I don't get it. There can't be the world cannot be this ignorant. I mean, my community members, we all witness this like every day. When I put the pentangle up, I'm asked if I am Jewish. I don't get it. The world cannot be this ignorant. But I guess it is. I mean, to be asked this every day by people when I put a pentangle up, if I am Jewish, I mean, it is quite comical. Let's see here. Where am I at? Lewis, nice to see you. Good to have you here, Lewis. Thank you for joining our reflection on the elements. Oh, my goodness gracious. Um, you need coffee, but to put someone in the cauldron. Aaron, you hunt your own mushrooms. You love to find morels, chanterelles, and amanits. Yeah, I'm not an expert. They call you a fairy because you are gay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, some of the terminologies from when I was younger, that were meant as insults. Like I have a daughter that is a queer, and she says, "I am a queer." Uh, I go. We used to play smear the queer when I was a child. You throw a football, and everyone would attack the person. Being a queer was an insult when I was young. Now it is an identity. Queer. I just find that fascinating. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Where are we at? I completely disagree. Cannabis and synthetic mushrooms are great. You enjoy them? Yeah, I enjoy Delta 8 and Delta 9 products. That's the only kind of marijuana that I use. But I don't like. When I was younger, I took real mushrooms. When I experimented with drugs as a teenager, and they were wonderful. I laughed. I had a good time. When I took synthetic mushrooms, yeah, I took the heroic dose and I took a little dose. I tried both ends, and it was terrible. I felt I felt like I was overdosed on some really bad chemicals, and I felt like I was dying. I felt sick, but it brought me to the same place. I just the journey there was terrible. You think Delta 8 and Delta 9 are derivatives that they take from hemp? They're not synthetic. Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah. Did we ask the mushrooms how they feel about it? Oh man. Let's see here. Where am I at? Oh yeah. Well, a lot of fundamentalism already. People whining and crying. Yeah, it's terrible. Let's see here. How far behind am I here? Trying to catch up to your comments here. Uh, let's see. Scrolling through here. Trying to catch up. Good to see you, Crazy Carl. Good to have you here, our friend. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, yeah. If you are under the age of 18, you don't belong here. We don't want you here. Please leave. Can I come with you to Wales? I'm down to a trip to another country. Yeah, you can pay if you want to pay for it. I don't even have the money yet. I don't even have the money saved up yet. We said 5 years from now we'd like to go. I'm like, how much money have you saved, wife? He's like, nothing. We haven't saved anything up yet. Let's see, where am I at? I know a guy that lives in the forest among the spores, and he looks like Garamel. He looks like the guy from was it the Smurfs? What was his name? Garamel? What was that his name? Or was that his cat's name? I can't remember. Let's see here. I went and commented on the new video friend. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. You were transported to another dimension. You spoke to a beautiful woman made of glowing energy. She asked what secrets would I like to reveal. Oh, wow. What did you ask? That sounds exciting. Yeah, no one will miss you, Herman. Go cry somewhere else. You gave him 2 warnings, yeah. Let's see here. Be like the water, says Bruce. That's from Little Nemo, right? It's a realm that exists right above ours. Most are unaware of it. Yeah, I have an understanding of realms as there's boundaries. There's only one realm, but there's boundaries that people cross or they cross over to us. It's all one realm. Um, I was learning about Anophan, and that is referred to this Welsh otherworld. And this one scholar who's an expert at the tradition says it's not another world. That is a bad translation. It is part of the world that we live in. It's just a different experience of it. Anophan, which is called the Welsh otherworld. He was saying it's not another world. It is just a deeper layer of what is here. And as another world, later people would talk about Anophan as like a hell. That's how it became interpreted by Christians as a hell. You were slightly afraid, but not truly afraid after she was done with me, how I would get back. Oh, wow. Was it? She reached out and pushes down the top of my head, pressed me back into this reality like a rubber band. Wow, what a wonderful experience. What did you take to get there? Was this DMT that you used? That sounds pretty intense. I've used a lot of psychedelics in my life. I've never had where I'm in another world. I'm still in this world and I'm seeing lines or experiencing something, but I've never gone to another world. And I've heard that people that use DMT, they go to other worlds. I'm not interested in leaving. Let's see here. Man. Oh, you got to have a tent pole before you can fly? Oh, my. Natalie is here. Look at that. Our Reiki master is here. Good to see you here. Look at those nice little swirls there. And Sir Flame Drop, who is known for making mosquito lovemaking safe again. Thank you. Uh, the morning is your favorite time of the day. Mine is the twilight of the evening. That is my favorite. I am a morning person. I go to bed usually at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., around there. And I get up at 4 a.m. Usually. So I am a morning person, but my favorite time of the day is the twilight in the evening. That there's so much energy at that time of day that I really enjoy the experience. What do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny. Oh my. There's some classic humor for you from April. Thank you, April. Thank you. Oh, let's see here. Where am I at? The children are rambunctious today. I know, yeah. Let's see. Grand rising to you. Hello, everyone. Blessings of the goddess on the space. May your finds be free and hearts full of love. Yes, thank you, Natalie, for the blessing. Kedwin, bless us with your cauldron. Pour it forth upon us today. May we feel that flowing spirit. Amen. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Wow, this person's a real asshole on here. Look at that. This isn't reality. You are in a state of delusion, Jami. Geez, you're about as many accounts as me, Jimmy. Look at that. You haven't. Some people haven't had their coffee yet. Yeah, I guess you could come to that conclusion, right? People talking about mommies and stuff in here. My goodness. You got Christians, Nazis, and really Freudian mommy lovers. Can I please take what down, John? What do you want me to take down? You say, please take it down. What is it? What is there to take down here? Oh man, weird shit in here. We are in the first big day of the black put for the disconnected souls. Guilt to you for you. Hi, shalom to you. Your fingers aren't awake yet? Yeah. Please report him. I'll leave him up for a second before muting him. Yeah, I probably didn't get to him. Let's see here. Where am I at? Wow. You can only do gummies, Raven's Hand? You can only use gummies? You don't like that bright ground. What do you mean, the bright ground? What does that mean? The bright ground. Let's see. Where am I at here? So many days of energy pouring in, and they miss it all. Now we're being sorted out. Ooh. Let's see. A Zionist clanker. Oh man, we got all kinds of lunatics on here today. All kinds of things. You've come here to be stirred up like a bunch of hornets, right? You're trying to sting. It doesn't work. I'm immune. I'm immune to your stingers, your vile speech that you bring on here. Why are you so hateful? Why do you feel compelled to spread this vile speech that you've been doing, some of you? What happened to you? What's wrong where you feel that you must harm others with your words? This is really sad that you're in this situation. You don't have to be this way. This is the song of the devil. It's oblivion music. For some people, it's entertainment. Song of the devil. Wow. Why do you have that necklace on you? To honor my ancestors. They were Celtic, so I honor them with the Celtic symbol, the triskelion. Let's see. Symbols of power that bother people, I guess. Yeah, they're afraid of these things. These are all symbols of my ancestors here. I don't know why they are so frightful. Let's see. Go with the flow, yeah. Some people use DMT, talk to Yaldabaoth, the Dimerge. Others see nothing and say God isn't real. Yeah, I don't like DMT. I don't ever plan on using. I want all of my DMT to be there when I die. I don't. I know that there's like tiny things that come out when you're meditating. I don't want to mess with it. I want everything to be natural. Mornings are the best. I'm always happy just after sunrise. Yeah, besides the Nazis here, yeah. See, try Salvia Divinorium if you want to experience other worlds. In ego death, it's awesome. Just don't get trapped in hell. What is that? I never heard of this. Is that some type of mushroom or something? You heard some people see the numeric code behind the Saturn moon matrix with a laser light while microdosing. Now, that's interesting. I've never heard of that before. You've never had mushrooms, Natalie. Yeah. It's the truth to me, and that's all that matters. Whatever I think, say I want is more important to me than 99% of human lives on earth. I'd sacrifice 90% of my words to be heard and treated as God. Well, that's kind of selfish, right? If all that matters to you is yourself, you are of no value to the rest of humanity. So this is kind of a wretched way to present yourself here. That all that matters is you and what you say. I think that is terrible. I do those things sober. You go to these mysterious places sober. You did salvia a few times. I sank into the ground and became the grass and saw hundreds of ants crawling onto you. But how do you get a hold of this stuff? I've never heard of it before. Salvia? Let's see. Shit, where am I at here? I know that I'm a little bit behind in the comments here. Let's see. Not too far. Not too far back. Magic Reiki hands got some bitch slap for the fundies. Oh man. Oh man. Let's see. Where am I at here? Scrolling through some of this. The gifts are stronger. They stay strong and don't backslide into anything else. Is your definition of a Nazi, you are in a rude awakening crybaby? Well, we are talking about a person who had SS symbols next to their name. There's no tears being shed about it. Now, if you want to be an asshole, Moshe, that's your choice. I don't care. You're not hurting my feelings. I will have a conversation with you that I will try for my own agenda to bring humor out of it. It's sad that you choose to be an asshole when you don't have to be. We are having a wonderful conversation here. You cited someone who took mushrooms before. It wasn't good. The way that they were behaving. They were behaving. Let's see here. Where am I at? You got bullied? I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. I want my words and opinions to be treated as the absolute truth and authority on earth by all you peasants. Well, don't give a shit what you say. Don't care. See here. I'm going to leave Moshe up. He clearly wants to be here. Yeah. Melly, our expert herbalist, is here. Good to see you. Now, Melly, do you ever cultivate mushrooms? I know that you're into all the other herbs and spices. Have you ever, got into mushrooms or things of that nature? And what type of herbs do you recommend for relaxation in terms of developing a contemplative mood? Melly here is an expert herbalist. Let's see. He's got the energy. It is just spiritual ego blocking his ascension. Yeah, it's too bad. It's unfortunate when your ego gets in the way. Good morning, cool hands. Mountain man, good to be with you. It's always nice to see you. Let's see, where am I at here? Trying to get through here. I really like the Bard's calm. He is cool. Yeah. I try to be calm because the cauldron of Kedadwin is flowing. And it feels good. It feels good when her peace is here. And I try, to let that flow in my words into your experience. The hypnotic words of the Bard. Cultivating a place in your heart of peace, of reflection. Let's see here. You bought salvia at a freaking gas station in 2011. Don't know how it was legal. I wonder if it's still around. I've never heard of it. I'll have to look into that. Salvia. Very interesting. You never felt called to try it? Yeah, don't do drugs at gas stations. Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of many things. Yeah. You don't think you would do it again? It's not worth it. It's too intense. The salvia is a sage plant from Mexico. You have to order it. I am a herbalist and a space cadet. I like to experience different realms and the gods and the plants. Interesting. I never even heard of this before. Salvia. It's so strong, it doesn't need regulations. It regulates itself. Interesting. Interesting. Julia, what is happening here? Spiritual entertainment. You did LSD twice in the 90s? Oh, man. Oh, shit. I just lost what you were saying. Where did she? It was very powerful experiences, but I haven't felt called to try anything else. Yeah. LSD, I think, is too powerful as well. I don't like it. I did it a lot when I was a teenager. Um, Mushrooms were the best thing I tried when I was younger. You want to grow some shiitakes this summer? They're easy to cultivate in your area. Oh, let's see. Andy, nice to see you. Good to have you here. You wouldn't mind growing those? Your phone hit you in the face. You've been in pain. Wow. Your phone has been bringing you harm. Sorry to hear that. Are we cooking fent? No, I think that is an evil, evil substance. It is good for certain procedures in the medical field. It's a terrible abused reality. My grinder buddy Steve is here. Let it flow through you like most potent gummies you have ever had. Yeah, I try. I try to let it flow. Girlfriend, GM Sir Flame Drop, the jeweler. Yeah, it helps the mosquito population. You're supposed to do drugs behind the gas station. Yeah, yeah. You get your 40 ounce, you hit the back of the gas station as a teenager, right? You live in Florida and haven't heard of salvia? No, I haven't. I haven't done a lot of drugs in my life. Drug use, I returned to at a later age. So I am unfamiliar. So it is popular in Florida. Salvia. I'll have to look up to that. Let me see if I can Google it. Where is salvia in Florida sold? Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find it. In Florida, salvia is legal for adults, but there are age restrictions. You generally need to be 18 years older to purchase salvia. You can find salvia in some stores, particularly in head shops or natural product stores, but also available online. I think I might try that. I will give that a try. I will go to the head shop and see if they have any salvia. And maybe I'll experiment with it, see what it's like. Is it like using other forms of psychedelics? Let's see here. Salvia high was like what movies make people think LSD is like. Really? Maybe I won't try it then. That sounds too powerful for me. I don't like that. Very intense, but only for a minute or two. Feels a lot. Oh, so it only has a few moments of real powerful impact. You've been doing them all the time at gas stations? Oh my. You never grown mushrooms, yet I moved from the country to the city. I've never recommend doing any herb without researching it first because all people's systems are different. A sitter is good. You want to grow mushrooms too, Steve? Yeah, Steve's growing some marijuana. He showed me his marijuana plant that he's been growing on Discord. Let's see. Where am I at here? You grew oyster mushrooms last year. Very tasty. Very nice. Mountain oysters. Oh, my. One of your longtime prank call brothers OD'd on fentanyl 2 years ago. That's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, it is a terribly abused drug. I am not for substance abuse. of any kind. I use substances, but I don't abuse them. I think substance abuse is a terrible thing. The best mushroom for brain health is lion's mane. Look at that. Look at that lion's mane. The person I saw demons, was very frightening. I had to dispel them. I didn't think it was very long doing it back then, but it helped, so I did it. And I took them into a peaceful forest. Yeah. No idea back then that you were a shaman. Yeah, you are. Yeah, that was the origins of your shamanism, and helping people to be free from these entities, right? Fent is horrible coming off in a week of no sleep, poking horrible anxiety and shakes. I'm 1 year clean this month. Thank you for your sobriety. Yeah, I appreciate your decision to be sober. We're glad you are clean in here. Yeah. Natalie just had 1 year yesterday of sobriety. Isn't that wonderful? That is a heroic thing to overcome this chemical addiction. It's a very short-acting psychedelic. Well, I might go get some and try it. Go out to my grove and try it and see what it is like. I'll say, wife, Saturday I'm going to be gone most of the day. I'm going to go out there and try it. You would stay away from salvia. You don't like it. Don't do salvia. I'll ask my runes what my runes will think about it. But it sounds, what I've been hearing about it, sounds like it'd be fun to try, for spiritual purposes, right? Best use in quiet, peaceful environment with somebody present who is competent enough to keep you under control. Probably, so you need a babysitter for it. Why would you need someone to control you? Why would you need someone there? That I'm curious about. Bard message, the shit. Where did that go? Where am I at? Message me about salvia later. I'll give you a rundown. Thank you. Check out gardening on salvia. It's definitely a quick high, but don't overdo it on your first try. Michelle, nice to see you. I don't think I recommend it, but it's still everything I've experienced. All right. Well, maybe I shouldn't do it. Done the toad? No, never did the toad. Never did. And Bob messaged me about salvia. It's a different thing altogether, but I know it a little bit about it. It's to be respected, Bard. No devil is not good. What does the devil have to do with mushrooms and psychedelics and all that? I don't understand. It's too strong for you, Lewis. And Lewis here, he pounds down the reefer. So if it's too strong for Lewis, oh my. Less is often more. All right. That one has been elusive, but I'm still searching for it. Okay. Yeah, there's no devils here unless you bring them here. We don't and the devils here. You feel like it's been a long time, but only a short time has passed. Really? Let's see, a sitter is a must with that stuff. Really, a sitter? Well, I don't think I'll do it then. I don't have someone like that. Yeah, I prefer meditation and presence to reach those states yourself. Understand that some that need it. You need a Sherpa if you do Sylvia. All right, I won't do it then. I don't have any of that stuff. Yeah, I probably won't do it. I don't like powerful things. I'd rather just do mushrooms by myself. I'm not interested in going, too far into the other realm. Meditation is great. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'll pass on it. You become unable to human after doing it. Unable to human? Wow. It's that powerful. Then I'm not interested. I don't like losing control. I will never touch DMT or anything like that. I like having some sense of control. I don't want to become a wild man. Um, you can easily get out of control on it. Yeah. Yeah, I better not do it then. I don't like, I don't, every time I've done any type of drug, I've never lost control. I'm not interested in doing that. You'll need a babysitter. You might wander off a cliff or into a swamp. Yeah, really. If you're in a deep grove, if you're not in the city, you might run out into traffic, some crazy thing. Really, so it's kind of like you're in a dream state. You don't know your environment well enough where you need someone to guide you. Um, Next on Channel 7, Father Deacon is running naked in the forest when he was on Sevilla. Yeah, that probably will happen. I'll go out there and the ranger will see me running through the swamp naked and make an arrest. The first time, in case it's a bad ride, someone can be there to steady you. It's wise. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do it. Yeah, not for me. Anytime I need a babysitter, it's not for me. Yeah, I'm not going to try it. Yeah, I don't like using. I'm not doing it to get high. It would be for spirituality, and I would think it would be unnecessary. Um, when tripping, your thoughts can run away from themselves. It's good to have someone to assure you. Yeah, not going to do it. No, thank you. Yeah, wild animals, quicksand. That's not a good idea. Yeah, not for me. Not for me. It's not subtle like acid or shrooms. Man, I'm about to travel to Florida and do drugs with the Bard. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, go out, bring some mushrooms down here. Let's see, which one is the mug? I don't know. Diviner sage. I'd stay with the mushrooms. Yeah, I don't like. It's for experience. Yeah, not for me then. Yeah, I got enough problems when I took mushrooms. I don't need to have something that would get me out of control. So thank you for talking me out of it. And I didn't even know about it until you talked about it. I thought it was something simple and easy to use. And since they sell it at a gas station, um, get in a dim room, calm your mind, and then take a hit of Sevilla, and you will lose yourself in seconds. No, I don't like losing myself. You ever hear of Yaldabaoth, a false god who thought he was the creator? Yep, know all about it, Stefan. Mushrooms are docile, so it can be very intense. Yeah, a lot of wisdom here. Brother, when I say I became the grass, I became the grass. Now, I had an experience like that when I was on LSD, when I was about 18 years old. I thought I was a box, and people were putting me on the shelf at the grocery store. The whole time, when I peaked in the experience, I thought I was a box. Yeah, that wasn't a lot of fun. I mean, it was just weird to be a box. I just remember briefly the experience. I was sitting on a shelf the whole time. Yeah, like a cardboard box. I felt like that Alice in Chains. I am the man in the box, buried in my shit. Uh, Put calm music on. Yeah, last time I took mushrooms, the music you hear now is what I listen to. The Oblivion soundtrack. The one with the more when you it has the sounds from the environmental sounds with the birds and stuff. That's what I used music I used last time. It lasts 60 seconds. Really? It's not as crazy you might think. Well, you can die in 60 seconds. What about Rape or San Pedro? I've never done any hard drugs that made me see colors or unusual stuff. Yeah. It's crazy that you bought it from the gas station. Invest is in a grown tent. It will pay for itself in time. And that's what you're doing. That was your tent, Steve, where you're growing your marijuana there. It's one of those things where you need a good friends to keep you safe. Yeah, then I'm not interested in it. Yeah, long haul truckers report seeing black dogs from staying up all week. Breath work will activate DMT in you as well. Yeah, in your lungs. So you don't need to do drugs. Yeah, about an hour of, what I did to experience that. I would inhale. I would say the sacred word with all of my energy in my mind. Then I would exhale. And I had this DMT experience as well. And when I practiced Hesychism. Did you get stoked? Oh my. Remember to find a quiet space. Yeah, I don't plan on doing it. I thought it was something that would be helpful, but all these things I don't find losing control of myself helpful. I don't like that feeling. What was in the box? Darkness. There was darkness in the box, Steve. I just remember the darkness, sitting in the darkness. I'm on the shelf and experiencing that. Let's see. Did I get stalked? Yeah. Yeah. People put me on the shelf. Yeah. Well, shit. Now I want to listen to Alice in Chains. Yeah. Did gold caps at the stucco ceiling kept eating your eyes? You had to think of shapes to contain them. And I became the Omni shape to hold the shapes. It was wild. You laid in your lawn afterwards. Interesting. Ego death. You felt the grass roots growing and shrinking into the soil 15 years ago, and it probably planted the seeds for druidry today. Yeah, the first time I tried psychedelics when I was 17 or 16. I was 17. I just had turned 17. It opened up a path of spirituality because I at the time I was living in the heights of materialism. I had everything I ever wanted in life. I was a drug dealer. I was making money. I was living with my girlfriend. Anything I thought I could imagine I had. And then I took the LSD and I realized that something was missing in my life. That I'm like, I have everything, but what is missing? There's something missing in my life. And I couldn't figure that out. And it really began this search for spirituality. The crack of psychedelics. San Pedro is good. The walls were dancing. You skinned 4 cactuses and made tea and drink the skunk water. That walls started dancing. Alice Cooper seems quite open and loving, very in tune. Yeah, he is. He is a Christian. He understands darkness as a teacher. Yeah. He is no longer Alice Cooper, right? He understands that person is no longer him, but he uses it to tell a story, right? He understands the dark side. And he's a Christian as well. I mean, he's a fundamentalist Christian at that, but he doesn't live it out fundamentally. I think he's into the Baptist tradition. His dad was a minister, so he does it his own way. Where are we at here? Let's see here. We are walking on water. Oh man. Now peyote has called out to me, but I have Native American in your bloodline. So that's probably where it comes from. I love Mother Nature, beautiful and forest. Well, that would be something to experience, right? Um, to try, to go to a lodge and inquire about healing, inquire about the experience of this, right? If you know any indigenous ancestors that you associate now in the living, their tribes, their people groups, to reach out and to try it. I mean, that's a rite of passage for many indigenous people. That going on that quest, that spirit quest, right? That journey. People come of age, they experience that. You drove 1K miles under a day and saw lots of things jumping out. You drove from Anaheim to San Diego to Burnbank to less than a day. Really? You probably shouldn't have been driving. And you are in a room by yourself that didn't exist. Oh man. Humans are nature. A lab is made of pure 100% earth atoms. Oh, you're seeing waves now. If you have to add battery acid or gasoline to part of its production, it's most likely horrible for you. Yeah, I could only imagine, right? Oh man. Let's see here. Did you taste the colors? Oh. To proceed, drugs aren't for me, but if it makes still is natural. If anyone wants to see what everything you see and feel on mushrooms, just type, what does everything look like on mushrooms? The first person view one. They give you an image of that. Bruce, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. They gave mushrooms one time and told them they were fresh shiitake. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning. Marilyn Manson is a Mormon, really? Is that was his background? Was his family was no wonder why he turned out the way he did. Thank you for all the welcome. You're welcome. You were involved with peyote ceremony. You couldn't stomach eating 25 buttons. Oh, that's terrible. It all tasted the horrible dishwater taste of cactus. Ended up getting sick. Your dad wanted to try them, backed out, so I figured, why waste them? Look at that. 25 seems a bit excessive, yeah. Let's see here. Believe it or not, the alkaloid that is active is such a small concentration you have to ingest large amounts of raw cactus to achieve the experience. Through a hell of a concert, you went to a Marilyn Manson concert. Has anyone seen the LSD experiment on British shoulders in the 70s or something? I've heard of things like that. You remember that movie Jacob's Ladder? That Jacob's Ladder was about experimenting on soldiers with LSD or some type of strong psychedelic to get these soldiers into like a primal rage, and they ended up murdering each other or something. That was an interesting movie. You ever watch Jacob's Ladder? Is a very interesting horror movie because you don't know what is real because he keeps going back and forth into these experiments. And at the end, it's like he goes back in time and dies on a table. I mean, it's very interesting. Jacob's Ladder. It's a movie from, I think, 1989. It is an older movie, but it's a very interesting, it's, I guess it's a horror movie because he sees demons and stuff. It's a very interesting movie, Jacob's Ladder. Oh, you want to see the tortoise? All right, let me go get the tortoise. Tortoise! You have people who want to visit with you. All right. There are people calling out for the tortoise. You have people who want to see you. She's like, why did you take me out of my heat lamp? I was so comfortable. I was so comfortable in my heat lamp. Oh, look at you. She's such a sweet girl. They say hello. These are all of your fans, Tortoise. They all love you here. There you are. Go and say hello to everyone. All right. There's your tortoise. There she is. All right, back to the cage with you. Oh, my sweet tortoise. All right, I have returned. My tortoise has been put away. She's a beautiful creature. She really is. It's every time I see her, and she's in a little cage with her heat lamp. I start talking to her. She puts her head up, and she winks at me. It's really adorable that she knows that she's being loved. Let's see here. You were raised a Mormon, Bruce, but when I turned 18, I left the church. You never went back. Yeah, you don't like polygamy. You don't like the polygamy. Yeah, from what not all Mormons practice that anymore. That is, certain Mormon groups practice the polygamy. Let's see, where am I at? Did you hear about the Yankee pitcher who threw a non-hitter on LSD? Doc Ellis, might as well call him Doc LSD. Oh, look at that. No, is that real or is that a joke? You found huge ones. They recently arrested a gentleman at Passion of Christ. Believe it or not, a passion play. He had a bag. Oh, shit, I just lost that comment. He had a bag of dog treats that were soaked in LSD, and he was at a passion play. Very interesting. Yeah. Now, in the Catholic Church, Lent has begun. For the Eastern Orthodox, Lent began today. This is the first day, called Clean Monday. For the Catholic Church, Lent begins Wednesday. And this is when they all do all kinds of sinning, like Mardi Gras, and they get their sin on, so they can get pure. And one of the tomorrow is called Fat Tuesdays, right? Punchkis. If you like punchkis are about 1,000 calories in a donut. It looks like a donut, and it's filled with all kinds of unhealthiness. It's called a punchki. They are from the Polish Catholic tradition. They are filled with all the jams or custards and things. I bought some for my children at the local Publix here. I could only eat one. I mean, it was so powerful. It's so rich with sugars, and it's like having a whole meal, because there's like 1,000 calories in it. So if you had never tried a punchki, this is the season where they make them in a lot of bakeries and things for Catholics. Go try one. I mean, there are all kinds of unhealthiness in it, but they're delicious. They are delicious. You almost did Mormonism once. You went to their church for a while, got their Book of Mormon. Nice people, very strange practices. Yeah. Let's see. Tortoise time. Yeah. Let's see. You made them mow your back. You love your turtles. Do you know if it's male or female? It is a female. It is a female. Yeah. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Daily dose of the tortoise. Yeah, that's what you get here. Chemistry. Nice to see a good friend from the land of Scotland. Good to have you here. Didn't our Celtic ancestors practice polygamy? Certainly, yeah. That polygamy was a thing practiced all around the world. In Mormonism, it becomes a religious institution where it is, this is the way the Bible says to do it, and it becomes a doctrine where you're going to continue it in the next life. You get your own planet with all the women you want. Yeah. Polygamy was an ancient practice for, the only economy is based really on the amount of children you have to work your land. The children were a great asset. You would sell them, to your, see, the more wives you had, the more you can have, right? The 40s, in the hare races, the tortoise and the hare races, yeah. The tortoise always wins. I have my hares. They are lazy. They can move fast if they wanted to, but they just like flopping around. The tortoise is always on the go. When I take the tortoise out, it tries to run and find a place to dig or goes in a corner somewhere. It's always on the run. Yeah. Let's see here. The people who were really nice, their rules were a little odd. Only drinking water, for example. Not even orange juice, really. Fat Tuesday, you love, have a bowl of gumbo. Gumbo, yeah. Let's see here. That's real, yeah. Let's see, where am I at here? You're going to try too? You're on a diet? Yeah. Yeah, if you eat a punchki a day, you will turn into a punchki. I mean, they're something that they only make once a year because they're very unhealthy. I mean, there's like 1,000 calories in one. It's like the ultimate donut. They spotted Bacchus traveling up Mississippi with a bunch of seals. Oh, man. When you see the Passion of the Christ in theaters, 4 girls broke out in a fight while Christ was being beaten. Really? That's odd. That is an odd thing. Yeah, I saw it when it came out, what was it, 25 years ago or something. And I never wanted to see it again. It was terrible. Watching someone getting beaten. I mean, that is terrible. It was 2 moms and a daughter group. Wow. Yeah, I can't recommend The Passion. I think it is terrible. It's a torture movie. You're watching someone getting tortured. It's a terrible, terrible movie. And it's designed, Mel Gibson, he is one of these diehard fundamentalist Catholics. He loves guilt. He loves shame. He lives off of it. And so, like most of the fundamentalist Catholics, the movie is designed to make you feel bad that this person was tortured for you. It is to shame you. That's what it is. You will certainly feel upset if you feel responsible for this man being tortured. I mean, it's a horrible, horrible scam. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Let's see. Propaganda of the Christ, yeah. For Polish people, huge in Michigan, yeah. Hamtramck, they have the best punchkis up there. Yeah, I was surprised when I came down to Florida that punchkis are all over the place down here as well. I didn't think I would experience that. Death culture movie, yeah. Ironically, Mormons were the ones who nearly got me to join their genuine love for others again. It wasn't where you might have been a Mormon. Yeah. I mean, if a Mormon missionary came to me when I was 18 and said, you can get your own planet when you die with all the women you want to populate, I would have said yes. That was important to me as a teenager, as ladies. So, yeah, I would have certainly signed up for Mormonism. There's a large Polish, Eastern European population in New York. We have those donuts all the time. It's punchkis all year up there, right? You don't like the Mormon uniforms, the little name tag and everything, and they ride the bicycles. Yeah, they park their car somewhere, they get on the bicycles and do it traditional, right? Um, the poppy seed version is your favorite punchki. I've never had that one before. I've only had the custard and the jelly filled ones. Usually raspberry is what you find at Publix here. And the Christians get off of the torture. Yeah, it's sad. It's used to shame and make you feel guilty. I mean, these passion plays that churches do, it's all a big guilt trip. And they try to make you feel like you're responsible. And then after you're feeling guilty about it, that's when they take advantage of your feelings and say, oh, look, but you can, it'll be all right if you accept our Savior. I mean, it's all manipulation. You've been all over the U.S. You've only heard of them in the U.S. punchkis? Yeah, they're down here in Florida. I mean, I just bought some for my family. We enjoyed them. Let's see here. Sadists, yeah. They worship blood in the apocalypse. Yeah, makes sense, yeah. Jeanette Harris. Greetings from northern Georgia. Brightest of blessings. Thank you. What a kind thing to say. And blessings upon you as well. And J-Man, you have returned for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. Good to have you here. All of these people here, if you're enjoying it, give that a touch up there. You see that? That helps bring people here. I do this for a living. And if you're interested, join our Discord community. There's a join button over there. Buy me a cup of coffee. Small, medium, or large, doesn't matter. And you can be a part of our Discord community. You can get all these emojis. You get an Owen symbol next to your name. You know, I do this for a living. I do this every day, 40 hours a week. I am doing YouTube stuff. I enjoy doing it. And I also do this for a living. And we've had a really good month. Last week, almost 2,000 subscribers. Almost. We got to 1,700, which was like our best week we've ever had. Let's see here. Praise Keredwin. One girl spilled a drink on another and they started fighting, and they're all supposed to be watching a Christian movie and they start fighting over a spilled drink. Typical. So you never got to see the whole thing? Good. You probably shouldn't. I mean, it's terrible. I felt like shit all day long. I'm like, I'm never watching this shit again. It's filled with, let's see, your punchki was filled with poppy seed paste, and an Austrian chef made them for you once. Oh, how wonderful! That would have been wonderful. Yeah, you need to get them more. You guess you can have them sent to you. There are bakeries that will send you punchkis. Yeah. You see a lot of their members doing good deeds when others weren't looking. I saw that as a good representation, but the rules were odd. Yeah. Mormonism, they're good people. A lot of Mormons, they're good people, but their rules are quite strange. Yeah. Not for me. Good to see you, John's somewhere now. Good to have you here. There's fruit even in deserts, certainly. Vixen, you know that some Baptist churches believe that after the apocalypse and the second coming, Jesus will hand out the keys of Jerusalem over to the Christians. Yeah, really bizarre teachings. Yeah, that they take like that passage, synagogue of Satan in the Revelations, as they are going to rule over Jewish people like they are some type of landlords. I mean, it's really terrible. Yeah, that was pod racing. Uh, I was quite amazed by it. Bring the kin back to nature. Yes, Jeanette, do that. Well, tell us of your experience, Jeanette. How do you promote the natural? How do you do it? Let us know. Just need to remind folks that we are nature. Yeah, you are nature, and nature is in you, and you are in nature. You are in harmony with all things. Jordan in the Levant was once the apple capital of the world. Really, that's where all the apples came from at one point, from this place. Nature equals nurture, nurture equals nature. Yeah, that's how I experience it. I mean, all of meditating upon the elements and how all of these elements they give birth to you. You are the fruit of their union together. This great mystery. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Let's see here. Do you know the song "Summer of '69"? Oh yeah, it's a beautiful song. Yeah, I loved all of Brian's music there. Um, yeah, he's a wonderful musician. Is he still around? Right? All those wonderful love songs that he did. Right? Uh, I forgot his last name. The books were written by a child? Really? It reads that way? You're talking about the Mormon books? They are written by a child? Yeah, what's bizarre about it is he has some type of divination experience, and he learns the location of a buried magical golden book that tells the history of the lost tribes of Israel or something. It's really bizarre. And they've already been proven that there's no historical basis for any of the claims of Mormonism, the golden tablets. I mean, there's no historical basis for it. New York makes the best apples now. Cornell University makes new apple types every year, so that the experience of the apple, it continues to have, like Lewis here, he makes different types of cannabis strains. He's always making new ones. So it is the same way with apples. There's always new strains of the apple tree. Interesting. Yeah, remember to like, subscribe, and drink from the cauldron of Kereduen here. It is all for you. It is all for you. The dude who apparently is the only one who can read the super sacred tablets, yeah, they're supposed to have them under lock and key somewhere. Only certain people have access to these golden tablets, as they're called. Yeah, I think it's all a farce. I don't believe in that at all. Your buddy made a Donny burger. Oh my! You make new cannabis every year. Hail Celadwyn, the most venerable queen of the cauldron. May the Awan guide the laws back to the light of her cauldron. Very nice. The Wilthorn Rose and Chili Verede. Jeanette, you live in the remote mountains. Mother Nature gives out. What mountain range do you live in? Yeah, there's something beautiful about the mountains, right? Something majestic, something wonderful. I would love to live in the mountains. What a wonderful experience you have, Jeanette, to be able to access the spiritual reality of the mountains. I think of each mountain as a manifestation. It has its own reality, its own beauty. So you probably should have went to Cornell. They accepted you, but you didn't think your parents wanted you to pay. It was quite expensive. It was expensive. Now, Melly, are you a professor, or do you have your own like herbalist practice or something? I know that that is your education is in herbalism, right? Now, do you teach it? Do you write books, or do you like have your own place of business, or do you practice it independently? How do you go about your experience of herbalism? There are grapes that taste like fair floss now, delicious. Inverted banana, good to see you. Uh, what year? You were accepted there, but you stayed in Ohio. In Ohio. You're in the Appalachian Mountains, Jeanette. Look at that. The Appalachians. A lot of mysterious lore of the that comes out of there. You a lot of the Appalachian people, they're always the butt of jokes too, right? Uh, sleeping with your cousins and things, right? Um, you live in the mountains of West Virginia, Eric. That is the Appalachian chain, right? You would like to see the book that Buddhists say has been written by Jesus, known as Saint Isa? Yeah, I've never even heard of that before. I'm sorry, I misread your message. Oh, you chose Akron University. Uh, I went to a university for my master's degree in Ohio, Franciscan University of Steubenville. Um, Beautiful place, Ohio. It's like all forest everywhere. I in a lot of right next to Pennsylvania, all the mountain ranges there. Lots of hills, lots of hills. You live at the foot of the Bluebell Mountain, part of Appalachia and Canada. Okay, so the Appalachia's up that way. I see. I had my mountains. What is the mountains of the south there, the southeast of the United States? What are those mountains? You have the spicy cherry and lavender cannabis. Uh, you have a degree in horticulture and have had a business in the past, mostly floral design. Uh, I took first place in the entire nation for experimental horticulture when you were 18. Quite the feat back then. Look at you. It's wonderful to have these type of people in our community here. Uh, all of this wonderful, wonderful history. Look at that. Um, See, West Virginia is beautiful country. You wish it was more welcoming. Yeah, you do have a lot of discrimination in that region, right? There's such a thing as beautiful forces at work here. Mystical interconnectedness. Yes, yes, beautiful, beautiful. Now I'm rebuilding my life from the foundation of up. So are you in a state of like retirement age, like myself? You are trying new things in your life. Um, let's see. You rented a cabin and seen people with dogs hunting ginseng. Really, really. Ginseng is something you need dogs to hunt for. They like they're certain like that. You ever see that movie with about the truffles with Nick Cage? He had his. It's kind of. Um, he has this pig that gets stolen, and he's on a quest to find it. I mean, it's kind of dark humor. Um, you hunt wild ginseng never to sell, just to use, just to use. Appalachia goes from south all the way into eastern Canada. So it like breaks apart on its way up there. Yeah. All right. Very cool. It's a huge range. Okay. The fields of ginseng grow. It's protected, very valuable herb. Yeah. The hillbillies are here too. They're all over, right? Very old mountains. Some of the oldest mountains on earth. Look at that. What a beautiful experience, right? To be a part of that. all that history, all that ancient spirits of those mountains. What a beautiful experience. That's badass, Lewis. You like that? Yeah, very interesting. The Adirondacks, my mountain range, are attached to, but separated from the Appalachia. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. There's no mountains down where I am in Florida. It's all flat, all sand. Every now and then there's a little few hills here and there, but no mountains here, unfortunately. Lots of swamps. Yeah, but the swamps have their own magic, as I share from my experience. The swamps have their own beauty that I'm very much privileged to be able to participate in. Yeah. After the show here, everyone has school off because it's President's Day. So I'm taking my boys out there right after I get done with the show here. Keep it secret, Melly. They're hunting it to the point of getting hard to find. Oh, really? The Adirondacks are lovely too, yes. Howdy, Token Blaze. Good to see you. That's what you love about Florida Flatland? You enjoy Florida? Yeah. Yeah. That's why the prices are going up to thousands a pound for ginseng. Now, I've used ginseng products. Usually doesn't really do much for me. One time I had some ginseng that worked really well. You could feel the energy. But most of the ginseng that I bought over the counter, it really doesn't do much for me. That would be. Now I've had like the root. I've eaten the root that was soaked in some Asian flavored stuff. I've tried that. I've eaten the root. Didn't do much for me. Let's see. High demand, yeah. No school today, so I'm going out to the Grove to meditate, yeah. Bard, you should decide if you want some mountains, you should come up here to Asheville. Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, there's so much beauty in the world that you can experience, right? And my beauty is that of the swamp right now. Now that certainly could change. I mean, if I'd love to relocate to some remote place like that. That would be wonderful to experience. It works, and ginseng is in high demand from China. They want ours, and we want theirs. So there's like a competition between the flavors, the how the ginseng is grown, where you can locate it. Interesting. You have the smallest mountain range in the world, the Sutter Butters, over there in California. It's a different ginseng made in the U.S. If you take it constantly, it works, right? It's a very similar plant, but a different species. So it's a different type of ginseng here in the United States. It's very different and unique, right? It's blocked off by your Air Force base. Really? Really? Look at that. You learn all kinds of environmental lore here. Jeanette, you have purchased a remote acre in western Tennessee, just east of the Mississippi Delta. Playing on the Highland Rim, there's not even a road. You're going to move there in the spring, and you're going to live off the grid. Is that what you're doing? Are you going to have electricity or any of the modern comforts? Well, that won't be fun anymore. I can't talk to you on the YouTube, right? But that would be a wonderful experience. I don't think I could ever do that. But some people do that. They go and live naturally in harmony with their environment. That is commendable. I don't think I could ever live without some of the, modern technology and things of that nature. Ginseng can help with longevity in erectile dysfunction. Yeah. You take Chinese ginseng max concentrate daily. It helps with your ED. Uh, I meant just to visit, be more than welcome. Yeah. Come here if you want to transit. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. Very nice of you. Let's see here. There are different types of ginseng in China, hunted there to extinction. The roots that look like little people are the best and can sell for a lot of singles. Really. Super Obama is here. Oh my. No politics, please. We are not interested in politics here. We're talking about ginseng and mountain ranges. We are not interested in any politics. President Obama. Yes, off grid solar Starlink. You were born off grid. You miss it desperately. Now you get a chance to return to it. And you're going to use solar power. Look at you. I mean, that's commendable, Jeanette. Uh, Now, are you moving there alone, or do you have family members that you're going to be living with you there in the wilderness? And you're going to be hunting, or do you have like a farm that you're going to be raising cattle for your basic needs? How are you going to be taking care of your food? Uh, Anyone else keeping tabs on the giant cornhole hole in the sun? Black hole sun, won't you come? I never heard of this. There's some type of solar event taking place. I know that last week, because Natalie told us about the flares that were happening. Is Bingen, Big Nick dude, what does Bellin and mean? Well, that is a type in the Lord of the Rings. That was a type of metals and workmanship that were done to certain weapons and armors and things that had a certain effect against certain creatures, usually undead. That's what that is. Now, if what it is in the real world, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, most of the northern shore, like what you would see in Middle Earth, is gone. This place where all these elven lands once were, right? But their weapons and magic remain behind. And the Baland was one of their, in the mythology of the Lord of the Rings. I catch up on the sun stuff with Stephen Burns. He explains it well. You don't like Stephen Burns' energy. He gives you the ick. Yeah, I don't know anything about this Stephen Burns individual. Are they some type of weatherman or something? Or a cosmologist? Yeah, I am unfamiliar with whatever they are into, what they like to discuss. Stephen Burns. What is it about him that you don't appreciate? He gives you bad energy. Is he a negative person? Is that what he is? I wouldn't know because I don't watch any of this stuff. But if you're having a good time here, I do this every day. I am on here. Go up and give that magic finger a touch, right there. That helps bring more people in the conversation. I like talking to people. I do this every day, usually every morning. Now, I don't know if I'll be back on later today, but sometimes in the evening, I'll do a stream from my grove. Yeah, I do this all the time. Let's see. Where am I at? Steve Burns is like the Blues Clues guy. Oh, is he really? Oh, my goodness. You like him. He seems to be helpful in his recommendations. Yeah. You think the Balrock took the ED meds? Yeah, probably. Probably. That's why they turned out that way. Strong solar activity causes earthquakes here and volcanic activity. Oh my. Oh my. Hashtag hash time. Oh, you are rolling up a reefer as you listen to the bard. The bard inspires many things in people, especially smoking the reefers. You raise your own animals. You have been an herbalist for 40 years. Yes, I hunt, I forage, I grow gardens. Your spouse will grow with you, but he will be gone through the week. He still wishes to work a job. Isn't that wonderful that you are self-sufficient, Jeanette? What a beautiful lifestyle. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. I appreciate that very much. You like Roland? Yeah. Yeah, Melly here is also a professional herbalist as well. For astrology, he just gives you the map, recites the conjunction and such, really. Yes, please like the chat. Thank you, Trampus. Do I mess with the Golden Corral? No, I don't eat out that much, and I would never eat at the Golden Corral. I don't like buffets. I just feel like a buffet is like for animals, where they just put the food out for you to eat like an animal. I don't like that. I think that, the server is a wonderful medium between the chef and the person. I don't like buffets where you are just an animal. You can just come up and eat out of the trough. So I never eat at those type of places. I don't like them. Take care, Cool Hands Mountain Man. Thank you for stopping in for your spiritual entertainment in the morning from the Cauldron of Ceridwen. And I hope everyone enjoyed as well. We talked about the elements today. We talked about meditating on the elements. And that was all on my Substack, which you can find in my About Me page. You can find my Substack. And also in my video section. If you haven't seen it yet, I released it last night. 5 Druidic meditations on the elements. That is in my video section. And it's only a few minutes long. If you want to check it out, give it a like, share it with someone. I make videos to promote modern Druidry with people. And if you enjoy modern Druidry, you will enjoy my videos about Druidry. Druidry is the fastest growing spirituality in the world. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about of all the spiritualities that are present. It is one of the fastest growing in the world. Let's see. It's good. It's not pricey. All right. You think you are much better than animals? No. We are animals. Yes. Yeah. I hope that all people will return to nature, find peace and health. Yeah. That's where it's all at. That's where it's all at, right? That is where Mother is. And J Master J Dizzle, our bassist, is here. A wonderful friend, musician friend here. Thank you for liking it. Mindless, you still need to watch the video? Yeah, after my program here, go give it a watch. You will enjoy it. Yeah, double tap the screen, like and subscribe. Have a blissful and abundant day, folks. Yeah. I have come to the conclusion of the broadcast here. I don't know if I'll be back later. I might be, but I certainly will be here tomorrow morning at the same time for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. If you get a chance, join our Discord server. We have wonderful people here. Become a community member. We have a really good community that has been put together by the grace of Ceridwen's Cauldron, of wonderful people from all walks of life, all experiences, people who are atheist to polytheist to monotheist to aliens to Bigfoot. All these people are part of our Discord channel and having conversation. The power of spiritual entertainment, bringing all these, all religions, all people are welcome there. And we'd love to have you there. Buy me a cup of coffee. That's all that it takes. Yeah, I do this every day, and I appreciate people that can support me. I do this for a living. You're going to be almost 60 degrees here in Ohio. You want to go to the park? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and thank you, Jeanette, and thank you that you're here. Thank you for liking and subscribing to the program here. And I will be returning to you later. Take care, my friends.